Hello everyone. Today we are discussing about an important chapter in your biology, that is life processes. We tend to think of some sort of movement, either growth related or not, as common evidence for being alive. But a plant that is not visibly growing is still alive, and some animals can breathe without visible movement. Movements over very small scales will be invisible to the naked eye. Movements of molecules are the example for this. Because of the effects of the environment, this organized, ordered nature of living structures is very likely to keep breaking down over time. If order breaks down, the organism will no longer be alive. So, living creatures must keep repairing and maintaining their structures. Since all these structures are made up of molecules, they must move molecules around all the time. In this chapter, we can see what are the maintenance processes in living organisms. Come on friends, let's start our journey. The processes performed by living organisms in order to maintain and continue life are called life processes. Life processes include nutrition, respiration, circulation or transport, excretion and reproduction. When we watching TV at our home, this maintenance job has to go on. These maintenance processes are needed to prevent damage and breakdown. Energy is needed for them. This energy comes from outside the body of the individual organism. So, there must be a process to transfer a source of energy from outside the body of the organism, which we call food, to the inside, a process we commonly call nutrition. When we speak to someone, we are using up energy. Even when we are not doing any apparent activity, energy is needed to maintain a state of order in our body. Nutrition is the process by which organisms can assimilate and utilize food for their basic needs. Nutrition is of two different types, namely autotrophic and heterotrophic. First one is autotrophic nutrition. It is the mode of nutrition exhibited by autotrophs. Autotrophs are the organisms which can synthesize organic material from inorganic sources provided by the nature. Example, plants and some bacteria. The next type is heterotrophic nutrition. It is the mode of nutrition exhibited by heterotrophs. Heterotrophs are the organisms which derive their food from other organisms like plants and small animals. Example, animal, humans. Photosynthesis is an autotrophic mode of nutrition by plants and some bacteria. Photosynthesis is the physiochemical process by which plants can convert light energy into chemical energy in the form of carbohydrate from simple inorganic substances like atmospheric carbon dioxide and water. Photosynthesis requires carbon dioxide, sunlight, water and chlorophyll as its basic raw materials. Our next topic is digestion. The process of breaking down complex food substances into simple molecules is called as digestion. Digestive system in human beings consists of alimentary canal and digestive glands. Alimentary canal is made up of mouth, buccal cavity, pharynx, esophagus, stomach, intestine, rectum and anus. The digestive glands are the salivary glands, the gastric glands, the liver, the pancreas and the intestinal glands. Salivary glands include submaxillary, sublingual and parotid glands. Gastric lipase helps in emulsification of lipids in the stomach. Liver is the largest gland in our body. The liver secretes yellowish green watery fluid called bile. It is temporarily stored in a sac called the gallbladder. Pancreas is the mixed gland. It acts as both endocrine and exocrine gland. The pancreas secretes the pancreatic juice that helps to digest carbohydrates, proteins and fats. Intestinal glands are present in inner lining of small intestine. These secrete various enzymes which aid in the process of digestion of all the components of food. Maltase, sucrase and lactase bring about the digestion of carbohydrates. Peptidases help in digestion of proteins. Enterokinase help in the activation of other enzymes. Respiration Respiration is the process by which chemical energy stored in the food is released in the form of ATP along with carbon dioxide and water. Respiration begins with breathing, a combined process of inhaling oxygen and exhaling carbon dioxide. Respiration can be of two types. They are aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. First one is aerobic respiration. It involves breakdown of glucose into carbon dioxide and water in the presence of oxygen. Next one, anaerobic respiration. It involves the breakdown of food into alcohol and carbon dioxide in the absence of oxygen. Next is the process of respiration. During respiration, a glucose molecule that contains 6 carbon atoms is broken down into pyruvate. Pyruvate is a molecule that contains 3 carbon atoms. In aerobic organisms, the pyruvate molecule is further broken down into mitochondria of a cell. The pyruvate molecule that contains 3 carbon atoms is broken down into 3 molecules of carbon dioxide and 3 molecules of water by the action of mitochondrial enzymes. Under anaerobic conditions prevailing in our muscle cells, the insufficiency of oxygen converts the pyruvate molecules into lactic acid and energy. Accumulation of lactic acid in our muscle cells causes cramps. Fermentation is an anaerobic process which takes place in the absence of oxygen. It converts sugar substrates into alcohol and carbon dioxide. Fermentation process also releases certain amount of energy. Respiration in plants is just opposite to that of photosynthesis. Exchange of gases takes place in plants through special structures called as stomata. Stomata are small pores present on the surface of leaves and green parts of plant. Opening and closing of stomata are controlled by God cells. The rate of breathing in aquatic organisms is much faster than in terrestrial organisms. Respiration in aquatic animals is performed by diffusion through body surface and special respiratory organs called as gills. Next part is transportation. Blood transports food, oxygen and waste materials in our bodies. The system which pumps the fluid tissue to transport it throughout the body is called the circulatory system. Human circulatory system comprises of heart, blood and a network of blood vessels. The system transports oxygenated blood from lungs and the heart throughout the body via arteries. The oxygenated blood is supplied to all the organs by arteries branching out as capillaries. The deoxygenated blood is returned to veins through capillaries. These veins carry deoxygenated blood to the heart and the lungs. The heart is a muscular organ which is as big as our fist. The heart is the central organ for pumping the blood throughout the body. Heart is made up of strong cardiac muscles. It is located in the chest cavity with its lower part pointing towards the left. Its size is that of the person's fist. It pumps blood rich in carbon dioxide to the lungs and oxygen rich blood to other parts of the body. The heart consists of 4 chambers, namely auricles and ventricles. The 2 upper chambers of the heart are known as the auricles. Then the 2 lower chambers of the heart are called the ventricles. Left and right parts of the heart are separated by a muscular partition called as septum. Heart has number of valves which allow the blood to flow in one direction. These prevent the oxygenated blood mixing with deoxygenated blood. Blood vessels are tube-like structures which form an intricate network to transport blood to various parts of the body. They are classified as arteries, veins and capillaries. First one is arteries. Arteries are the blood vessels which carry pure oxygenated blood from the heart to different tissues of the body. Then veins. Veins arise from the body tissues. Thus, deoxygenated blood is carried by veins and is returned to heart. All the veins carry impure blood to the heart except for the pulmonary veins which carry pure blood from lungs to the heart. Then the third one is capillaries. Blood capillaries are the structures which branch out, form arteries on entering the tissues. Blood capillaries supply pure blood to inner part of the tissue. Now, friends, first part of the chapter is over. Some topics are remaining that we can see on the second part. Bye.